of Obama's strengths going into November? What does he have going for him?
He's the incumbent president of the United States, and with the ability to, to act, to propose, to establish the outlines of public policy and the sort of the general policy thrust of the country. This is what gets me, though. I mean, he squandered much of that. Rather than saying, I'm going to devote 2011 to be president of the United States, he devoted 2011 to, I'm going to be a candidate, spending, I'm amazed, having been inside that place for nearly 7 years, I'm amazed at the volume of campaign activity. From April 2nd of 2011, when he declared his candidacy, he's held, in the subsequent 12 months, more than twice as many fundraisers as Bush held during the entire presidential campaign. Now, I know what it takes when you say, we're going to fly to California and have fundraisers. Or when you say, you know what, we're going to take the president's schedule and we're going to go do fundraisers. I mean, we would fight desperately with our colleagues to say, can we get permission 3 weeks from now or 4 weeks from now to go do a fundraiser? And these guys, they're doing one every 3 days. And again, I mean, it's twice as many in April to April than Bush did from April through November.
What does it do?
It chews up your day job. You've got a day job to do. You're president of the United States. It means that you do things like you go 8 months without having a meeting with Boehner and McConnell. It means that you go nearly a year without having a secure video conference with Maliki or Karzai in order to manage those problematic relations. It means that I don't know what else it's done. Well, I do know something. Go take a look at BP. Remember the BP oil spill? And they then said, well, the president got criticized for not going to the Gulf Coast and not being engaged. And they went up on their website and they put up a website saying, well, here are all the meetings and so forth that the president's got involved in BP. And go take a look at them. The president gets briefed at 9:26. Now, they don't specify the end of the briefing time, but go look at his public calendar. At 9:30, he's in the East Room visiting with the University of South Carolina women's volleyball team, NCAA champions. I mean, it means that he's unengaged in policy. It means he gives States of the Union address like he gave last year, devoted to what? High-speed rail, high-speed internet, and, quote, countless green jobs. I defy you to tell me what the core of his State of the Union address this year was. And, he's just not doing the day job. He's instead spending way too much time on politics. And more important of all, if you're looking at it from a political perspective, he's squandering the biggest advantage he has, which is he's president of the United States and can set the tone. What if last year, instead of high-speed rail, high-speed internet, and countless green jobs, he said, let's reform the tax code? Now, we'd probably have a significant amount of reform done. It'd be sort of center-left, more Bill Bradley than Bob Packwood, 1986. But the president of the United States would be seen doing something big and important to the country. And instead, he's just set a world record for the number of political fundraisers held in 1 year by a president seeking re-election.
Is there a difference? What is the difference you see between criticisms of him not doing his day job because he's campaigning too much and criticisms during your time of President Bush being on vacation so often?
Well, first of all, I suspect you'll find that every president takes roughly the same amount of time, and I don't begrudge presidents' vacations because, having seen their vacations, they're not much of vacations. It just simply means that rather than getting a CIA briefing at 6:30 in the morning in the Oval Office, you get it in a trailer in Crawford, Texas. So I don't begrudge it. I am a little bit. This is the first president who has taken the opportunity as president to vacation places that he normally doesn't ordinarily go. Before, when he was a senator and when he was in the Illinois State Senate, he did not, after Christmas, customarily go to Hawaii. So, but I think that particularly in a time when the country is dealing with economic difficulties, you need to temper it a little bit. It's like Bush gave up golf because he thought it was, in a time of war, inappropriate. And in a time of economic concern, we ought to temper whether or not we have his and hers planes flying to Martha's Vineyard. But I don't begrudge President Obama a vacation. I really don't, because he's got a terrible job to do, and it is why every president ages, and President Obama's aged. What I'm critical of are his policies.